What do you want to ask God for? Do you have hope?
Yeah.
You know, what bold prayers can you be praying this year? What ways do you want God to show up supernaturally in your family, in your marriage, in your place of work, in your dreams, in your confidence? Can we be women of hope who will say, I'm going to pray bolder prayers than I've ever prayed, and not to let the enemy steal our hope from us?
I love the new year too. I love the new year, first of all, because Christmas is over. I love Christmas. I love Christmas, but I'm usually pretty tired by the end
You
of
have a
that.
big family.
I
It must be exhausting.
I do have a big family. So the hope is I can lose my Christmas food baby during the Daniel fast and just all the different things. But no, it's a reset. And it's a reset of where we place our hope.
Yeah.
Yep, I love that. Where we place our hope, because certainly there's nothing magical or spiritual about the calendar physically changing.
Right.
But when we choose that this is going to be a reset, when we choose we're going to have a renewed hope in Jesus, when we choose, what I love is kind of this collective breath that the whole world kind of takes.
Right.
We all feel weary. We all feel tired. The last month was hard. The last season has been hard. And all together we're thinking, we can all take a breath together. We all feel a little bit lighter together. We have like a renewed sense of hope, a renewed sense of joy together. It's kind of nice to have a collective breath together if we choose it, because the calendar's not going to choose it for us, right? Our calendar isn't going to choose it for us. And God knows that other people aren't going to choose it for us, but we can choose it for us. I love what's encouraging me right now in this reset is Galatians 6:9. So let us not grow weary in doing what is good, for at just the right time we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. Because I read that verse and I think, that's right, hope. Sometimes we need to be reminded of hope. We can grow weary, we can grow tired of doing what is good, fighting for the people we love, showing up for people, trying to get our routines back together after this hard season. And this verse tells us we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. And that's what I love about this season, is that we all together, everyone watching, accumulatively, we can say, collectively, we're deciding we're not giving up. We're declaring there is hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in due season, we will reap if we faint not.
That's right.
So no matter what we've been, and sometimes, I mean, over the last couple of years, it's been difficult to, you know, the compassion fatigue and the everything that we've gone through. And it just like, is anything working right now? But if we trust God, He's got all time in His hands.
And that's the thing. I mean, it's trusting in hope because we hope in someone. You know, Ephesians 3:20, that God can do exceedingly above and beyond anything that we could ask or think. And, you know, Romans 5:5 says that hope will not disappoint. But it's hope because we're hoping in someone. So when the collective sigh happens, it's because we have a new year ahead of us and we are filled with hope about what the new time will bring. But when you're hoping in the God who brings hope, you're not just hoping in empty time. You're hoping in a God who rules time and who can do exceedingly above and beyond in the time that you've been given. So it takes the collective hope to another level when you're hoping in someone who holds both your time and your future and what you can't even imagine in His hands.
And time, God is never early. He's never late. He's always right on time. And you think about it, the three great forces of life are faith, hope, and love.
Faith is a substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen. And that hope in God, that hope and trust that we serve a good God, that He's on our side, that He loves us, that He's going to help us through. And maybe the difficult situation doesn't go away right away, but He can help you through the difficult situation. You can still bloom in the desert. You can still have a good life. It's that hope that rises up, that brings faith to move forward, because we all know that we have to move forward. And that's what the new year is about. It's about looking at January and going, wow, I've got 12, months here that God can show out and show up, and I can improve and I can grow and I can live the life that God wanted me to live. So it's that hope that produces the faith that we need to move forward. And I think that's what gets everybody on that starting line. They're on the starting blocks and it's like, let's go, let's move. So that's what I hope everyone feels this new year, is just a new sense of faith rising because of the hope that they have in the Lord.
No, I love that. And you guys have gathered people for nights of hope. And I think what you're saying is we major on faith and we major on love. But if faith is the substance of things hoped for. If people feel hopeless, then they don't have anything to grab a hold of. And I love what you were saying. For me, this, the new year, I mean, we know that God's mercies are new every single morning. So every single day is a reset. But I feel like on the new year is where we catch up with his idea that, okay, this is a new beginning. Okay, that was last year. I have this ability to step outside of a realm of what's been and have an expectation of what could be. And I think that God wants to astound his people with his faithfulness. And I mean, and just what you said earlier, we are all here. We are all here. And God's faithfulness is evident just in that.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's beautiful. I went through a season a couple of years ago where I felt convicted that I no longer truly believed in the power of prayer. Like I preached on it and I could share on it, but I wasn't praying bold prayers as if I hoped that things could change in my life, as if I hoped that the people I've been fighting for, that God could show up in a new way in their lives, as if I hoped that God could do new things in my family. And I just felt kind of convicted that as I was praying to God, that I wasn't praying bold prayers. I didn't have hope. I was just praying the prayers perhaps that I was pretty sure God would answer.
Like a minimal prayer.
Yeah, like the basics, right? And I was just like, maybe because I had lost hope. And I remember feeling this conviction of, ask me for anything. Ask me for your heart's desires. I've put those desires in you. Just this conviction of pray bolder prayers. If you could ask me for anything, what would you ask for? And it was a couple years ago. And it was this reminder of, man, what happened to my hope? To see God astound me, for God to amaze me, for me to actually see the God that I talk about be that God to me and in my family. I want to see God do miracles. When have I become so disillusioned that I'm just not asking for God to show up in crazy, amazing ways? And I have had a renewed sense of hope these past few years, and I'm hoping to double down on that this year. And I hope that for everyone watching too. Man, what do you want to ask God for? Do you have hope? What bold prayers can you be praying this year? What ways do you want God to show up supernaturally in your family, in your marriage, in your place of work, in your dreams, in your confidence? Can we be women of hope who will say, I'm going to pray bolder prayers than I've ever prayed, and not to let the enemy steal our hope from us, right? The power of prayer. I forgot it for a season. And I hope anyone watching feels a renewed sense of that this year.
At TBN, our mission is to use every available means to reach as many individuals and families as possible with the life-changing gospel of Jesus Christ.
Thank you for helping make the gospel of grace go around the world.
And it's because of you that partner with us that this ministry continues. God bless you.